Congratulations on this brand new single. We've been playing it on our show for a little bit now, and people have absolutely fallen in love with it. So congratulations.
Thanks so much, man. We're pretty proud of the quality of it, and it's a big step forward for us.
Well, mate, I've just added the other guys as well, so they're coming in as well. But we'll keep going. Tell us a little bit about the track. How did it all come about? Because this is an amazing track. It's a fun track. So tell us a little bit about how it all came about.
Basically, I was just, as all songs start, I was just messing around with some riff ideas I had, and then had taken some inspiration from some different, different songs, and I don't know, it all just kind of came together in the end. We almost ditched the song because we got to a point where we're just like, well, what sounds good here, and we just couldn't make it stick, couldn't make any vocals stick, and then we just kept chipping away at it, and eventually we got to it.
Awesome. Well, we've got the other guys along now as well. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Going really well. Like I just said, I just want to say congratulations on this track. Our listeners have fallen in love with it, so congratulations.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
So Jeremy was just Jeremy was just telling us a little bit about how you guys nearly ditched the track. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about that. How come the track almost got ditched?
We'd been sitting on it for already 6 months to a year. Half instrumentally wise, it was 50-60% done, but all the vocal parts that we had for it so far, we basically hated. Yeah, actually, the rap verse, 3/4 through, was the first thing that we did on it, and then everything around it we scrapped, and that's the only thing that stayed from the original version.
So how did it end up being saved? Was there something about the track where you guys felt like we need to give this track a second life?
Jeremy saved it.
That little thing that goes oh man,
let it bounce, yeah, we roll that way.
Yeah, that bit, and we're just like, okay, we gotta keep that, and then Troy put the gotta beat the cow in the edge right at the start, and we're just like, okay, we're just gonna keep working on this song. This is getting good.
When Jeremy sent me that little vocal hook is when it kick-started other ideas for me, because up to that point, everything I had, we tracked the intro 4 different times, and all 4 of them were scrapped. We fucking hated them. One was a full screen version, one was an alternate version of that rap that we just cancelled them all, but then that one line pretty much saved it.
Do you guys think that's one of the benefits of doing everything yourself? Because so many bands out there that I talk to talk about the pressures of being in a studio and how they've only got a couple of days in the studio, so a lot of the times they end up going with tracks that aren't perfect or they aren't 100% happy with. Is that something that you guys think that you have an advantage with by doing it yourself? You can play around with a track and not worry about wasting studio time or anything like that?
Yeah. Man, the amount of... I don't know if we can cuss in this, but...
you can. Yep.
Stuff. The amount of shit we just sift through, the amount of different ideas and riffs, and the amount of different vocal takes and styles and everything we try on each riff and each section of the song, if it's not scratching the itch we have, then it's not going through. Or even if there's an inkling of it being, it doesn't sit right or it doesn't sound right or anything like that, it's not going to make it. So we have the benefit of sitting on it and dwelling on it for longer periods of time, I think.
I've been in previous bands and had the studio crunch time, where you're racing against how many hours or days you've paid the producer to be with, and it's nightmarish. You feel even when you're smashing through a song, you're 3 songs behind where you should be, and it's just it gets to you. It really gets to you.
So what's the longest that you guys have ever spent on a track, from start to finish? What's the longest that you guys would say that you've spent reworking a track until you're happy with it?
How long was Luxury? Was that
No,
That wasn't that
Terrorwave
long.
would be
That was
longer.
like 6 months.
Terrorwave was written, like, the riffs for Terrorwave were written well before Luxury was, like, even started. So, like, probably, like, 2 years is this, the Terrorwave we were just sitting on it for that long, I think, just working on it.
We literally sent the final version of Terrorwave to the our director, Emil, a week before the release.
Well, like I said, guys, our listeners have absolutely fallen in love with this track. Is it going to be part of something bigger? Like, are you guys planning an EP or planning an album? Like, what's the plans for the rest of this year in 2022?
You answered that, Troy.
It's the lead single for our upcoming EP, Music for Living Failures.
Awesome.
That's it.
And we should hopefully have another single out. I'm hoping by January. That could change, but I'm thinking we haven't got a set date yet. But I think the whole 6-track EP is going to be out in around Feb or March. It's looking like.
Awesome. So Troy, is this a good example of what we can expect to hear on the rest of the EP, or is this one of those EPs where every track is going to sound very, very different?
Every track is they're distinctly conformed, but they're like Terrorwave definitely stands out as like there's not another song with that hard bass style, but every song on this EP has its own. Every song could be a single, and like I wish we could do every song as a single, but we've been sitting on these songs for quite a while already. That we're just gonna drop the whole thing eventually. Yeah.
So Jeremy, what's this last 12 months, 2 years been like for you guys? Like being over here in Melbourne. We've kind of got used to not having live music because we've been in lockdown. Like we couldn't go any further than 5 kilometers from our homes. But for you guys in Perth, you had a lot more freedoms and less lockdowns. Did it feel weird not being able to go on tours into other states and things like that?
You want to say it? It hasn't affected us at all.
No, we started just using the COVID thing as an excuse to just like work on more music.
Both of us have been so busy over the last 2 years, especially that it's kind of worked in our favor to not tour and just write and work because both of us have been working full time.
I got a full time job just as COVID kicked off, so I was like, all right. Use it to our advantage.
So what happens now in the future? Is that going to make it hard for you guys to tour interstate?
No, everything's opening back up now, and I think by the time we actually release this EP, we'll be like, we over the last 2 years we've been building up gear, working on live tones, and just trying to tighten up overall. And the boys, I missed the last jam, but the boys said to me they think it's the best their guitars have ever sounded in the lifetime of this band.
Yeah, we got the tones down packed for this next show. I'm pretty stoked.
Well, guys, we cannot wait until you guys head back across this side of the country so we can come and see you guys play. But for now, we're going to play Terrorwave on our show again. So what would you guys like to say to everybody out there before they take another listen to the track? And also, how can we support you guys at the moment as well? Is there a way that we can buy merch from you guys? Pre-order the EP. What can we do to help you guys as well?
We're putting up a new Shopify, so we're moving from Big Cartel to Shopify. So we'll be putting merch up there very shortly.
Hopefully within a week.
Our Spotify. The best way to help us really is just word of mouth. Just tell your friends about us. Just send them the link to our Spotify or send them the link to our website or whatever.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're going to play Terrorwave right now. So what would you like to say to everybody out there before they take another listen to this amazing track?
Drink vodka, eat Pop-Tarts, and dance.
Yeah. Dance hard, bang your head, go to the gabba, and then go to the mosh pit.